Alright, in this video we will be covering Condition Warrior rotations for raids. Um, Condition Warrior is by far one of the most OP specs at the moment. It puts out if you're doing your rotations correctly, it puts out roughly between 18 to 25k damage per second with just burning. That's just counting burning. Alright? So, specs for PvP, so you can get max burn duration, so you can practice your rotations more. You're going to want Sigils of Accuracy and Smoldering for your longbow. And you're going to want Sword, Mace for your offhand, again, Accuracy and Smoldering. Now, on the Meta Battle website, you can look up a sword torch with all these fancy dancy rotations and stuff that, sure, if you perform absolutely correctly, you might get a little bit more DPS. However, we're just going to stick to the longbow rotations because it's much simpler and it allows you to maintain a higher DPS than messing up the rotations, messing up the rotations for the other harder set with using a torch as an offhand. So you're going to want Runes of Balthazar, and if you can afford it, you can get the Viper's Amulet, otherwise don't bother. You don't really need it. It's simply just to show how much damage you're going to be doing, but you don't need it to perform the rotations. Now, these traits are going to be the ones you use in Raid here. You got Signet Mastery, Deep Strike, and Furious. The Signet Mastery, every time you use a Signet, it lasts for a minute and it's increase your precision by 100. This is going to allow you to crit more and causes burning and bleeding. The only thing here, actually, you're going to take Leg Specialist. And for tactics, you're going to do Armed Tactics and Berserker Tactics. Failing Strength and Vigorous Shouts, it really depends. If you're running for Great Justice or another shout, you're definitely going to use Vigorous Shouts, such as Fear Me or something like that. Otherwise, if you don't have a shout, just run Failing Strength. You're not really giving out any might, so it's really just kind of a thing. It's just kind of there. And Zerker, you're going to do top, top, middle. So these are the traits that you're going to be using in PvE. It's going to be different here. You're going to want, in PvE, you're going to want Superior Sigil of Bursting and Superior Sigil of Smoldering for your longbow. And for your offset, you're going to want Bursting for your sword and Superior Sigil of Incapacitation for your mace. This is for Gorseval. It's for a different mechanic, but just have it there because you're basically not gonna be using this set unless you're at Gorseval. You really shouldn't be switching out of longbow much. You won't be switching out of longbow to deal DPS. That's for sure. The mace is there for Veil Guardian, so you can have another knockdown, some more break bar things. It's just, it allows you to be more capable in other situations. So you're going to have these utilities: Healing Signet, Signet of Fury, one of the banners, either Banner of Strength or Banner of Discipline, depends on how many warriors there are and which the other ones don't have. If there's more than 2 warriors, then it's going to free up a slot, and you're going to take for Great Justice. And for Veil Guardian, we're going to take Battle Standard. That leaves 1 slot open. For the most part, you're going to use Wild Blow for the 800 break bar health damage, just to break Veil Guardian's health. Break bar easier. So the rotations here is before combat you can use Healing Signet, and that gives you some Signet Precision for a minute. Make sure you're in combat before you use Signet Fury, otherwise the adrenaline goes down. But you're going to use Signet Fury and immediately go into Berserker. And when you use your F1 in Berserker, see how there's different boxes here? And you see how it's placed in between the enemy hitbox here, this little red circle on the ground is between two boxes. This allows them to get hit with 2 stacks of burning per second rather than the 1. So your positioning is very important for Berserker, because otherwise you're only dealing half the DPS. So again, there's multiple places where you can get double, but this little circle here is a basic indication of the first and second box. You can also back up, and right about here you're going to get the second box, see right there? Actually a little bit further, but you still got it. So positioning is very, very important for Berserker. So that is the basic rotation here is when... so let's reset this, hang on. Alright, so you're just getting into combat, you're going to use Signet Fury, go into Berserk, and immediately go into this. The only skills you're going to be using is 4, 2, and auto attacks, and your F1 on cooldown. So here, we're going to use F1 to skill 2. We use skill 4 because it's a guaranteed physical projectile, and that'll also stack burning. When this recharges here, you can use your skill 1, F1, to put down a fire heal, and you're going to wait 2 seconds to use Signet and Fury, because otherwise this will still be on cooldown, and you go through the rotations again. Very, very simple rotations here. And again, I think that was 4 or 5. You should be able to get that many off of F1 and Berserker. That is always going to be your priority skill to use, so use that if it's off cooldown, or if it's close, wait for that to go, because otherwise you're going to miss one at the end. But that's the basic rotation. That's it. It's all about being a realtor. Location, location, location is very important on Berserker. That's about it. Thanks for watching. PM me in game if you have any questions.